Howdy YouTubers, welcome to another episode of Kimbo's Hits. Today I'm going to show you how to change your AR drone bushes, as shown in the picture here, to roller bearings, as it will allow your shaft to be more free running inside the bearings rather than being friction operated in a bush. And this is the roller bearing I'm going to be replacing it with. Relatively cheap to buy and easy to get over the internet on eBay or wherever. If you notice here in this picture, on this bearing, this has got a raised side to it. After a little bit of research on them, I have noticed that this side of the bearing itself is actually not sealed, or not as sealed as the other side. The other side of the bearing seems to be more sealed. I can't actually see the roller bearings inside it, whereas on this side over here I can. So when you install it, this is the side you'd want facing down into the drone itself, into the slot, so no dust or dirt or anything gets into that bearing. Also with the kit, I purchased new pins, which are carbon pins, not your stainless steel ones that you usually get with your drone. This is the carbon pin on the left, and the standard stainless steel one on the right. The carbon pin, I do believe, is going to be less susceptible to being bent, as I have crashed at a drone a couple of times, and I have bent these stainless steel pins before. You can see on the stainless steel pin where the bushes were wearing on the pin itself, because obviously it's a friction type operation. So first thing we're going to do is take our little tool that I had that was provided with the AR drone for removing the E-clips. You can see on the back side there it's got an indentation on it. I find it using that side to install the clips, but the other side so they don't bounce around and flip off and fly everywhere around the room, and the other side for removing the clips. I like to use the back side of it here for removing the clip, as it starts it off quite nicely without it going flying on you. And then I flip it over and I use the other side with the groove up, so you can get underneath into that little slot. Just make sure you got your thumb in place there so the E-clip doesn't go flying. Remove the E-clip. A good rule of thumb too to remember is these E-clips, the more you remove them, the more they stretch and lose their spring tension in it, so it's a good idea to replace them as well. I've got quite a few of them. Every time I buy new pins or even new gears, I always get E-clips with it. First thing we're going to do is remove the propeller from the shaft, put it off to the side. I'm also going to show you today how to replace these. Obviously it's a fairly simple procedure. I'm changing the back ones on my drone to a different colour, so it's easier to decipher what's the front and the back. So we'll remove that, put it off to the side, remove your pin. As you can see, the wear and tear on these pins from just being a friction operated bush. Grab my little trusty little screwdriver here, insert it into the bush. Don't insert it too deep. This is I like to use this screwdriver because it's a nice snug fit in the bush, and just wriggle it around. Don't wriggle it too excessively or you'll make a hole too big for your bearing, and remove your bush. Flip your drone over and do the same on the other side. Maybe grab a smaller screwdriver, it's a little bit harder to get him into the bush on this side. You can even use the pins itself, to be honest with you, that way you're not damaging the inside of the bush. It's not a bad idea to hang on to them in case you actually have a bearing that fails. And do the same thing, just a little wriggle until the bush pops out. Grab your bearing and lubricate your bearing on the side that I showed you, the one that's got the raised side on it. This side here. A couple of drops of oil in there. And install it into the housing. Flip your drone over, do the same on the other side. Again, get your bearing and do it on the side. Oil the side that's got the raised section on it. Place it in the hole. Grab your new pin, carbon pin, install a new pin. Must have picked up a bit of grit or something in there. It's just not installing properly on the. You can see that bit of grit that accidentally fell down in on bearing, making it very difficult to install. Grab a smaller screwdriver, get it underneath the little pinion gear, and remove your pinion gear. It's got a slotted shaft on it, so the pinion gear doesn't spin on the motor. Remove your pinion gear. I'm not sure whether you can see it there, you can see the slot on the shaft. Show you the slot inside the pinion gear. They need to be lined up properly. It's a D-type keyway. And install that back on your drone. Grab your new gear, gently place it on, make sure it lines up with your new pinion gear. Grab your propeller. They line up with these here, as you can see, and it also has a D on it. You see down the bottom here, they have to locate on each other. Like so. Grab your new E-clip. This time turn your little tool over so the groove is on the bottom, and you put that over the top of your E-clip and push your E-clip on. That's just to stop your E-clip from flying off and going flying all over the room. Takes quite a bit of effort to push on. Just got to make sure once you've pushed it on, you double check that it actually has gone on. Like so. It's not going to fall off, it's not going to jump off. It's located. And there you have it, and that's how you replace your bearings with bushes on your AR drone. Thanks for watching.